It's Allen and Ginter time. We have got a half case of that breaking tonight, and it is the back half of a. Actually, I'm sorry, no, it is the start of a new case. Oh, I'm such in the habit of saying the back half of a case, but I would be wrong. This is the start of a brand new case. Before we get ripping, though, a little bit of information to go over. Feedback, automated 100%. What that means to you is that anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you are instantly going to get the same in return. It's a win-win. And of course, the more important message there is to say thank you. Always appreciate those of you who bid and break and chat with me. Many of you keep me company and hang out with me at night as well. So welcome everyone, and thank you for joining me. This is a look at what we're breaking in the days ahead. It's all already up and listed on eBay. You can bid on it anytime, but these are the nights it's going to end and how we're going to break it. So tomorrow night, a 20-box case of Topps Archives Signature Series Active Player Edition, a case of Elements Football, and Encased Basketball comes out tomorrow, so we'll break a case of it as well. On Saturday, we're going to break a half case of Immaculate Baseball. That's the back half of a case we started last night. And we will break another 12-box inner case of Certified Football. On Sunday, that is an off night. Monday night, we'll be back at it with a half case of Gold Standard Football, back half of a case of Encased Basketball, and we're going to do a case of Trinity Baseball, which is the last full case that I have of Trinity Baseball. I think I may have some singles or maybe even a half case of loose boxes, but that's my last sealed case we'll be doing on Monday night. On Tuesday, we'll break Valiant Football, which again I think is a last sealed case, maybe some loose box kind of things around here somewhere. Immaculate, that says football, but that is wrong. It is Immaculate Baseball, and I made a big old typo there, so let's fix that before I forget to fix it. That's a little better. So we're going to break a full case of Immaculate Baseball on Tuesday. So we did a half case for the first two breaks, and starting with break number 3 on Tuesday night, it'll be a full 8-box case. We'll also break Elements again on Tuesday night. So that's what we are looking like in the days ahead. So for tonight, we've got just the one break. It's Allen and Ginter. Half case break. This is break number 3. It is, of course, a 6-box break. It is the start of a new case. So in a minute, we're going to get all 12 of the boxes out. I will number them on the end, and we'll use random.org to determine which 6 we open tonight and which 6 we open in our next break. Meanwhile, shipping on what we're opening tonight, I am projecting it for Tuesday. If I can get it shipped to you sooner than Tuesday, I will happily do so. But for the time being, Tuesday is the predicted date. Now, all the team spots are going to get cards without any problem. There's a lot of cards in here, and every team will pull some. If, however, you are in one of the extra categories like presidential pieces or DNA arrowhead, some of that kind of stuff where it is possible to get skunked, if you do get skunked in one of those extra categories, you will still get a package of consolation cards in the mail, and that will ship out when the rest of the break goes. So this is a 6-box half case of 2019 Allen and Ginter Baseball. It's break number 3. It, of course, ended tonight on eBay, Thursday night, the 25th of July. Team names are on the left, winning bidders across from on the right-hand side. 2 teams did not find forever homes tonight. That would be the Diamondbacks and the Rockies. So those 2 are noted as no bids buyback. All those cards that come out for those 2 teams will just stay here with me. And then we have our extra categories: non-baseball celebrity, presidential pieces, DNA and arrowhead relics, and then the horse equipment and flight combo category. Those all got bids. In Bloom and Lookout Below, the Blue Ribbon and Canine, and Chugging and Languages, those categories did not sell tonight. So once again, anything that would come out for those would simply stay here with me because nobody bid on it. Nobody wanted it. So there you go. All right, so we've got to change up the focus here a little bit. So you're going to notice that the background goes out of focus a bit. But I don't want you to worry about that. That's going to allow us actually to look at our cards up closer than we would be able to otherwise. Now, I got to get all these boxes out of here. We're going to get them numbered on the end, and then I will bring you along with me. We'll head over to random. It's pretty easy. I will just type in 1 through 12. I will hit random one single time, and after it has been randomized, we will take the first 6 numbers in the list and open those corresponding 6 boxes tonight. So that's how things are going to roll along here this evening. Jay Allen is here. Greg's here. Jay Allen, you are reminding me. I know you put in a Mojo request by messages too, but it is always good to remind me about those Mojo requests. You are looking for the A's, the Rays, the Nationals, the Phillies, the Tigers, the Giants, and the equipment category. You got a bunch in here tonight, Jay Allen. So hopefully out of all that, we'll be able to find you some nice things. We're going to try hard anyway to make that work. All right, so let's head over here to random and figure out which ones we're going to open tonight. All right, there's our 1 through 12, and let's see what it gives us. 1, 6, 8, 10, 3, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, 10. 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, 10. Well, the 1, 2, 3 is easy. I like that part. There's 6. Here comes 8. And there comes 10. All right, let me get the remaining 6 back in its case, or back in the case, and I will be right back with you. So Allen & Ginter. Fun product. Well, I think it is. I know there's some people that don't like it, but I think it's a fun product. And what we look for in here, 3 hits per box. Now, a hit in Allen & Ginter can be lots of different things. It can be an autograph card, it can be a relic card, a rip card, a printing plate, a booklet. They have box loaders in them, and of course, new this year, the box loaders can also be rip cards. So there's all kinds of interesting things. Our box loaders come in 2 forms, a full-size one, like this one is, and then a smaller one. The N43, I think is what the other one is called, and we'll probably, well, we might find some of each tonight. We'll have to see how it goes along. And I'm going to put my brace on here real quickly. Before that carpal tunnel starts screaming any louder, let's get that done. Jay Allen, you said you want, for the Phillies, the only thing you want is the Rhys Hoskins booklet autograph. All right, well, we were lucky enough to find a booklet out of our first case. Those only come out once like every 10 or 12 cases or something, so hopefully we will be lucky enough to find another one. You never know. Mookie Betts is our first box loader, and that, of course, out for the Boston Red Sox. You also, whoops, my brace is coming off. You also want to see a Juan Soto autograph booklet or box topper, and you want the equipment relic. Yeah, all right, man. I'd like to pull you the equipment relic. I'd like to pull the DNA Arrowhead relic, the presidential pieces. Any of the relics are fun in Allen & Ginter. They're kind of hard to pull, most of them that are the extra categories. I mean, the baseball relics are easy to pull, but the extra bidding categories It's challenging to find those relics, so. Oh, shoot, I forgot. I wanted to get those little minis out of every pack as I was going along. See, I do this every time when we first start, so we'll have to see how many we can extricate this way so they don't jump up on us along the way. Generally speaking, there are usually 2 rip cards a case. I don't know that they totally guarantee that, but that in general is how it works. Now, we may or may not find one in this first half, but a lot of times it ends up that, oddly enough, they end up split 1 and 1, but you never know how that'll shake out. So Ken Griffey Jr. for the Mariners. We're going to look at all of our minis first. That is non-baseball celebrity. That's some little kid who, you know, wants to be an umpire. And there's Ryan Braun for the Brewers. The Yankees and Severino. Canines, we didn't have a bidder on that category tonight. For the Braves, Tukey. And in Bloom, I don't think we had a bidder for that category tonight either, the best I recall. All right, so the first box through, we'll talk about what our inserts are. So this is Flight. We'll find probably a decent amount of those. I think those are actually pretty cool. Non-baseball celebrity, we'll find lots and lots of them. And that's anybody who doesn't play for a team or manage or coach a team or whatever. Mares and Stallions, there'll be lots of those. More non-baseball celebrity. One of the minis that didn't shake loose, Gary Carter for the Expos. Non-baseball. And so on like that. This insert series, of course, does go to the team. It's baseball star signs. That particular one is Aaron Judge. We'll find lots of them, too. They're kind of prevalent in this product, but they're still pretty cool. Evan Longoria and the Giants is our first hit out of this box. And it is a relic. It looks like a piece of lumber there. A little bit of the baseball bat making an appearance here in Allen and Ginter to get things started tonight. There's Incredible Equipment. We'll find lots of those inserts as well. And of course, Jay Allen's hoping we also find one of the relics. Maybe we'll get lucky. An Aaron Judge for the Yankees. Mares and Stallions. All right. So we're getting there. We'll go a little faster through the other boxes because we won't stop and talk about each of those insert types as we come across them. I always like to do it in the first box because you never know if it's someone's first break of a product. And so I feel like it's always a good idea to just kind of go over a little bit about what to expect. And then that way we can go through the rest of the boxes a little faster with knowing that everybody's probably up to speed, or should be, hopefully. And as always, if you have questions about something as we're going along, you can jump there into chat and hit me up and ask about those. All right, we are looking at some more minis here. That is Lou Gehrig for the Yankees. The Nationals with Juan Soto. A black border mini for the Cubs with Ernie Banks. The Yankees with Tanaka. There's one of the contest things, the blue ribbon deal, which I also think maybe didn't have a bidder tonight. I can't remember for sure, though. And that was Randy Johnson for the Mariners. So next week, on Wednesday, we have got a massive amount of new releases. Like so many. I can't even remember what they all are. There's like 4 or 5 of them. And of course, that's because we're getting ready to roll into the National, the card collector show. So they always put out so many products. I'm trying to think what all it even is. Topps Chrome is one of them. That's the one I can always remember. But there are a bunch of others. I think there are seriously 4 or 5 that come out on Wednesday. So what I'm going to do, I think, is we'll probably just start really early on Wednesday and maybe try to break it all, which means it's going to be a super long break, most likely. But I think that's what we might do. So instead of starting at 9, we may start at 7:30 or 8 o'clock, maybe even earlier. I have to look again at exactly what's breaking. But somewhere in that range, 7 to 8 o'clock, will probably start next Wednesday night, which means our auctions are going to be ending a lot earlier than normal. Going to be ending more in the 5 to 6 or 6:30 range, depending on what time we actually start. But that's most likely what we're going to do on Wednesday. I wish, you know what? I wish I could remember what the heck else is coming out, because I just like wrote it all down and went over it in my head today thinking, oh yeah, that's going to take this amount of time and that's going to take this amount of time. I've already forgotten all of it. I think Immaculate Collegiate Football might be one of the other ones. Topps Chrome is a definite, and then I think there are maybe 3 others that come out. So that is another non-baseball celebrity mini. This is a black border for the Angels with Jonathan LaCroix. Canines, Derek Jeter for the Yankees. The Colorado Rockies and Charlie Blackmon. The Tigers, Lugo. A black border for the Blue Jays with Roger Clemens. There's the Blue Jays again with Lourdes Gurriel, and the Dodgers with a little Jackie Robinson. Jay Allen, you like those long breaks? I'm not sure I'm going to like that long break that much, but I think we probably will do it, which means I'll have to, almost certainly have to take the next night off because there'll be so much sorting. There is a freestyle wrestler guy. That's a relic for him, which of course goes into the non-baseball celebrity category. So they have a relic heading their way tonight so far. Usually a decent amount of non-baseball celebrities in any given on any given night with Allen and Ginter. Another incredible equipment. Yeah, the only thing I worry about, Jay Allen, about doing it so early is, people missing the bidding because it's so much earlier than I would normally have them end. And of course, everybody's got work and you've got to worry about trying to get home from work and all that. But still, I think that's probably what we're going to have to do, because otherwise it would just be we'd be way too late at night finishing. All right, so this is the Jeopardy guy, man. That's the guy who just went on the big long run on Jeopardy. There for a while, they thought he might threaten the Ken Jennings record, but he didn't beat him. He's also a professional gambler, by the way. But James Holzhauer. See, I didn't even have to look on the back to know who he was. You're impressed by that, aren't you? Usually you have to look on those non-baseball celebrities. I know you're not really impressed, but I do usually have to look, but I didn't have to that time. So an autograph for non-baseball celebrity with the Jeopardy professional gambler guy, Holzhauer. So that was box number 1. Let's see what awaits us here in the box loader for box number 2. Little Mike Trout for the Angels. Yeah, there is such an incredible amount of stuff coming out next week, on top of what's already been a pretty big month. I have got so much backlog waiting downstairs. I'm considering seeing if the local card shop wants some of it. When the old owner was there, he always did. So there would be lots of times where we'd have tons of stuff come out and I'd still have a lot of stuff left to break, and I'd just call him up and say, hey, you want a couple of cases of, whatever, this, that, or the other. And I'd just carry him over there and we would both be happy. I'd have less backlog and he would have more product, but he's gone. There's new owners there now, so I don't know if they're going to be into that or not, but I'm telling you what, I think I may have to call and ask them next week. When I saw that list of stuff that's coming, I just was like, whew, I knew it was going to be bad, but I had forgotten how much. So more canines. We, again, no bidder on that category, the best I recall, so those just stay with me. There's Real Muto for the Phillies. Here's the Pirates, Felipe Vasquez. JD Martinez for the Red Sox. Charlie Morton, Tampa Bay Rays. There's an In Bloom insert. Hank Aaron and the Braves. And a little Chugging Along mini. Yeah, the other alternative is if they do not at the local card shop want to pick up some of that extra stuff, we're probably going to start breaking it, a bunch of that stuff by the full case and not shipping the base cards. Because the break itself is not really the issue with doing full case with heavy card count. It's the sorting and the shipping that can be so time consuming on those. Especially when a lot of you tell me, like, oh, yeah, I mean, there are a few of you I know that like the base, you give them to nieces, nephews, kids, grandkids, whatever. But there are just as many people that tell me, like, oh, yeah, I don't want the base at all. So they don't care at all about it. All right, we have got Jason Hayward for the Cubbies as our next relic. Hi, Benrod. We have one autograph out, non-baseball celebrity, the guy who just went on that big, long Jeopardy run, the professional sports gambler guy, James Holzhauer, or Holzhauer. I can't remember how you say his name, but anyway, he just had that Jeopardy run a couple months ago, so you probably know who he is. He won a bunch of money. They thought he might get past Ken Jennings there for a bit, but then he ended up not. I think he made some weird wager there towards the end, that an uncharacteristic, I should say, wager for him, and ended up losing when nobody thought he would. But that's the only autograph we've seen so far. Everything else has been relics up to this point. Of course, we're only one box in. This is the second box that we're starting to look at right now. The Astros, the Cardinals, a doggy. Ted Williams for the Red Sox. There's the White Sox and the Cubbies. Can you guys even believe that we are almost having to think about back to school stuff? Doesn't it seem like this summer has just absolutely blown by? I mean, we're still in summer, obviously, but it just seems like it's way too soon to be thinking about back to school, but yet it's not that far off. A few short weeks away, and we will be back to school time. Well, for those of you who have kids, that is. Well, come out of there, Minnie. You always know they're in there. There's one per pack, but they just don't always like to come out when I want them to. All right, let's get that out of the way. A black border for the Angels with Pujols. The Cubbies, David Bodie. A black border Acuna for the Braves. A blue ribbon, what is that? Three-legged race. And Franco for the Phillies. Jay Allen says, time flies if you're having fun or if you're miserable. I don't know. Fortunately, I don't feel miserable very often, but the few times when I can think of in recent memory where I have felt miserable, been sick or whatever, boy, I would have to say the time did not fly for me in those occasions. When I'm having fun, absolutely, but when I'm miserable, ooh, not so much for me anyway. Chris Sale for the Red Sox with a relic. Now, especially, you know, if you're sick, that's the worst. It just seems like every day is 900 hours long when you're sick. I don't know why that is. Should just be sleeping all the time, but it never works out that way, right? When you feel bad, hardly ever. Oh, when you're miserable, you sleep through it? Oh, see, not me, really. I mean, when I get sick, it seems like I have trouble sleeping. I toss and turn a lot and things, so you're blessed in that regard, I guess. Not that you're ever blessed to be sick, but you know what I mean. Kevin Newman and the Pirates. There's Carl Yastrzemski for the Red Sox. The Cardinals with Harrison Bader. And the Astros with Jeff Bagwell. I really do like those inserts for Flight. I think those are pretty cool. They look like paintings, kind of, so I find them interesting. Hey, we got a little autograph here, kids. And that is for the Astros. Let me just get this other stuff over where it needs to be on the sorting side of things, and we can take a little better look. Perez for the Astros with a little autographed mini. All right, we have open 2. This is box number 3 coming out of the wrappers right now. Well, will be coming out of the wrappers in a second, I should say. It's coming out of the cellophane at the moment. There is Lookout Below, the waterfall box loader. And I tell you what, I think they have one of those in every case, 1 or 2 of those box loaders that are Lookout Below. I think we found one of those in every break, haven't we? A waterfall box loader. I think we have. Seems like it anyway. No Cincinnati Reds game tonight. I turned on the Yankees for a minute, and then I just, I found myself getting a little bit distracted, so I had to turn it back off so I could work on getting our break ready. But that's the only one I think that's even televised in my market tonight is the Yankees game. Jay Allen, you're off to catch some Z's. All right, my friend. Well, I hope that you have a restful, peaceful sleep, and we will do our best to try to find some hits for you while you're getting your Z's. Kevin Kiermaier and the Rays. The Rockies for Todd Helton. The Cubbies with Ian Happ. The Pirates, Roberto Clemente, a German Shepherd for the canine category. Lost Languages, another one I'm pretty sure did not sell. The Yankees with Gleyber Torres and a non-baseball celebrity. Whoops. I really would like to get one of the DNA, like Arrowhead relic type things. That would be fun to pull if we could get that lucky. Those are pretty hard to come by as well. Or the presidential pieces, either one of those, I would be pretty happy if we could find those. Oh, Santa's sleigh. That's goes under incredible equipment. It would be incredible, wouldn't it? John Lester. There is a relic for the Cubbies. There's a nun, like a nun that likes baseball. I mean, not that nuns wouldn't like baseball, but I don't know. She must be a particularly famous nun that likes baseball. Since she's on her own trading card. Maybe she's like sister, I can't remember her last name, that went through the NCAA tournament with one of the Cinderella teams, you know, was like their good luck charm or whatever. You guys probably remember her from a couple years back. Sister Jean, yeah, that's it. Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, Sister Jean. Yeah, that was fun. That was a good little run when that happened. Non-baseball celebrity. Look out below the waterfalls. For the Giants, that's Derek Rodriguez, Wade Boggs, Tony Perez, Mookie Betts, and Ian Happ. Ian Happ still, he got sent back down. He's still down, right? I think he's still down in the minors. I don't know. Like, are they going to bring him back up anytime? I mean, I'm sure they will at some point, but it's going to be frustrating, I imagine. If you're a young player, you know, and you get called up and you spend a decent amount of time with the big league club and then production falls off or whatever and you get shuffled back down to the minors and you're back on, you know, buses and all that stuff, you're probably like, oh man, it would be frustrating. And you'd want to go back, I imagine, to the big league club pretty quickly. This is another non-baseball celebrity. This comedian, it's a relic from that comedian. Of course, by then, I guess they're at least making enough money where it's not as dreadful. Because otherwise, you know, minor league players make very little money, really. And that's why a lot of times, you know, they get apartments together and things like that because they just don't pay them hardly anything. It's really bad unless you're one of the high draft picks, right? And then you get the big signing bonus and you're probably in pretty good shape. But a lot of the other guys in the minor league that are just reliant upon whatever little salary they get, they don't get much. Of course, I guess when you're young, it doesn't matter as much. You haven't accumulated as much stuff or as much debt or, you know, kids or family that you need to pay for. Some of them probably do have that, but a lot of them may not, too. Makes it a little easier to go chase your dream when you're younger, I think. speaking of, I haven't heard much out of Tim Tebow this year. Not, I think he still probably draws a crowd, but he must not be doing much down there in the farm system. Joey Gallo and the Rangers. Black border for the Blue Jays. There's the Cleveland Indians. Another canine. Blue Jays with Roy Halladay. Hodges for the Dodgers. Black border for the Marlins. The Cubbies, Javi Baez. And the Nats, Victor Robles. Oh, Ian Happ is hurt? I didn't realize that. I thought he got sent back down for, like, performance things. I just knew he'd been gone for, like, a long time. I didn't know he was hurt. Guess that makes more sense then, doesn't it? Why we haven't seen him. So maybe he didn't really necessarily get, quote-unquote, sent back down. I just thought he did, but maybe not the case. Looks like we've got a Steve Carlton relic coming up, so that will make Jay Allen happy, even though it's not exactly what he wanted to pull. I think he'll be happy to hit something for his Phillies when he checks later. So a framed relic for Steve Carlton and the Phillies. You can got a little pinstripe on it, so cool little hit there. Oh, you meant Tebow is hurt, not Ian Happ. Okay, gotcha. Well, that's why we haven't been hearing anything out of Tim Tebow then. He's hurt. Okay. Is it a serious injury or like a surgery required type thing? Or is he just got some of the minor, like 10-day IL type stuff? By the way, I saw that Troy Tulowitzki, I guess, apparently retired today. Didn't have time to click into it, just saw the headline go by. And looks like Troy, who I'm just thinking of him because of all the injuries, he certainly has been one that over the course of the last several years has had the injury bug bite him. And it looks like he just said enough and retired today. So. Oh, Jay Allen, you are still here. All right, so you got to see your Steve Carlton. Well, good. So our box loader here is one of the smaller N43 cards. I happen to like these. I like these better than the big ones. I think they're pretty cool. First, I got to actually get it out of there. And it's Acuna for the Braves. So, pretty cool little card there. You said it's a minor injury. He's batting 190 or something. Whoo, mercy. Yeah, the batting average, that's not great. But, you know, to your point, Kevin, yes, he absolutely, he's a draw. You know, he goes into these cities with his team and they get record crowds on the games that he plays, and he really still brings a lot of interest to the minor league system. And I mean, I guess the Mets have got the money, so they're like, yeah, sure, whatever. We'll keep him around for a while. Because he started off maybe not great, and then he got a little better, and then there was kind of some scuttlebutt that, well, maybe they called it wrong, and he would eventually make it up to the big club, and then recently had been more crickets. So now we know why, with the 190 batting average. Aroldis Chapman, a little Blake Snell, a mini for the Dogs. The Twins, Eddie Rosario. The Mariners, Martinez for the Mariners. Frank Robinson for the Orioles. And then the Astros with Yuli Gurriel are our minis. But you know, even though the guy is not really getting where he wants to be, you have to admire him for even giving it a go. You know, I mean, he hadn't played baseball in years, and he's just like, yeah, it's fun, and I like it, and I think I can be good. Let's go do it. You know, and he's put in the work and the effort and the time, and even if he doesn't ever play for the big league club, you have to kind of admire his spirit, his determination. Ooh, rip card, rip card. All right, so here's a hit that everybody always likes, the rip card. And it is Acuna, so it's headed to the Braves. It is numbered to 75. So congratulations, Braves. They have made it harder to tell what's inside there this year, so they figured out what some of you guys had shared with me, which I had never known until somebody shared it with me a year or two ago, that on those minis you could put a flashlight behind them and kind of see what was inside. And they've made it a little harder to do that this year, so might be a little more likely to have to figure out, actually have to rip it to figure out what's in it. Now, one of the very first ones that we pulled, not the double rip card that I think was in the second half of the first case, but the single rip card that was in the first half of the first case. I still tried to see if I could figure it out, and I'll be interested to see, because the person who's getting that card said they were probably going to rip it and they would let me know. So I thought that it was going to be Miguel Cabrera for the Tigers inside there, but that's probably not right. That's Perez for the Kansas City Royals, but I was just, Anderson for the Marlins. Since he said he was going to rip it, I thought it'd be a good test to try and figure it out. Dave Winfield for the Padres, black border. Black border Matt Chapman for the A's, a black border David Price for the Red Sox, and a black border Andujar for the Yankees. A bunch of black border minis in that group. We have not, of course, seen our hot box yet either, so that could be possibly one of those two boxes back there, or it may be that we're not going to find it until we break the second half of the case. I don't know. But we have not seen it yet tonight. Crazy to think about the fact that we've got football kind of close. I mean, not super close, but kind of close. I mean, the preseason games and stuff, they're all headed back to training camp. That's where all the good, juicy rumors get started about who's staying and who's going and who's playing well and who's not. Of course, we're also going to have coming up on us the one and only trade deadline for baseball, too. Ohtani and the Angels. I keep thinking it's going to heat up, but it hasn't yet. Lost languages. Dogs. Canines, to be specific. That is non-baseball celebrity, a professional strongman. The Mets and Syndergaard and Valdez for the Astros. The latest rumors I've heard is that everybody seems to be of the opinion that my Cincinnati Reds are going to get rid of Yasiel Puig. They don't think we're going to be hanging on to him, which is kind of unfortunate. I've enjoyed having him here, truthfully, playing for Cincinnati. It's been kind of fun to have Puig. Scott Kingery and the Phillies with a relic. Another one for Jay Allen. Scooter Jeanette's another one that they've been talking about they think might go, but Scooter's had kind of an injury-riddled year and a little bit of a down year to be going into his free agency period, so might be that we get to keep Scooter. You never know. But that is the life of the Cincinnati Reds when you are always losing, which we've been doing for a very long time. You're always a seller at the trade deadline, not a buyer when you're a loser. That is Lookout Below, followed by Rod Carew for the Twins. Speaking of the Reds, my man Johnny Bench. Ooh, and it's numbered. Hey, I like that. This is why we flip them over. We're always hoping to find a numbered one. It is numbered to 25, and we've got the Brooklyn back for Johnny Bench and the Cincinnati Reds. Very, very cool. I like that. The Mets and Edwin Diaz, and the Dodgers with Max Muncy. Oh, Eric. Eric says, try being a Pirates fan. I know, Eric. You guys are probably in a little, well, I don't know, though. I mean, you're not really necessarily in worse shape than we are. You've had some seasons kind of like we have had, where it looks like you should be better, and then something happens and you're just not. It's kind of like what happens with the Reds. At least you got Josh Bell and some nice pieces up there. But, yeah, I feel ya. Hillary Knight, a hockey player, non-baseball celebrity. I think the Orioles, though, honestly, probably have it worse than about anybody. I mean, you know, Reds and Pirates, we don't have it great, for sure. But honestly, I think the Orioles have it a little rougher than we do, even. All right, we have opened 4. We have 2 left to go. So this is box 5 that we are about ready to dig into as we speak here. Now, I posed this question to those who were breaking last night about certified football. And I'm going to ask you guys the same question about Allen and Ginter baseball here after we look at this anyway. Bryce Harper for the Phillies with a box loader. So, you know, we break Allen and Ginter by the half case because of the number of cards. And everything ships the way it is set up right now. I am not opposed to breaking it by the full case, but if we did that, the base cards would not ship. Like inserts, the minis would ship, and of course the hits, in which in this case the autographs, the relics, the minis, anything that is a hot box parallel, of course, would ship. But the regular base wouldn't if we broke it by the full case. So would you rather break by the full case and not get the base cards, or would you rather continue breaking by the half case and everything ships, all the base cards ship? So those of you who are watching live and have access to chat, chime in there and let me know your thoughts on that. Eddie Murray for the Orioles, the Tigers, and Miguel Cabrera. There's another Eddie Murray in the Orioles. There's one for Canines. The Braves, Ozzie Albies. The Dodgers, and Justin Turner. There's a chugging along, which I was holding upside down. A little black border, Joey Gallo for the Rangers, and the Lourdes Gurriel, Blue Jays. Jay Allen says, well, if we did it like that, there would be teams that wouldn't get a card. Maybe, but not necessarily. The minis, you got to remember, do ship. And so there are a lot of teams that would hit the minis. And then, of course, otherwise, yeah, you'd be dealing with relics, autographs, minis. And, of course, if you got the hot box, well, you would get the hot box. There would be a hot box in the full case. We know there's one in the full case. And so, of course, in there, all the full-size cards ship out of the hot box. So I would think between minis and that, between minis and the gold-bordered hot box stuff, I think every team probably would hit cards. That's my thought. Now, I could be wrong, but that's what I would anticipate would happen. That you would probably end up with every team getting something. We wouldn't know it till we tried it, but that's how I envision it. Then Red said, you'd rather have a full case and then not have to worry about, and you don't care about getting the base cards. For the Cubbies, that is Albert Almora with a relic. Well, for sure, Ben Rudd, shipping, you guys know how that works. So if you ever, if you pay shipping, you're always going to get something. So to your point, yeah, we could do that. He's saying like, well, if your team didn't hit any of the parallels or whatever, you could just send them, some of the base cards for their team. You could, or I could send out the consolation stuff like we always do or whatever. So, but Johnny says no, he didn't think there's enough hits in here. He likes to have the base in here in this particular product. And Jay Allen says, yeah, he thinks the same thing. So that's kind of what I thought. I've never, I always like to poll. Different people have different opinions. And, of course, every product is different because it's all configured differently. I always would rather break something by the full case if I had my way. But I wouldn't always rather ship like 4,000 cards in one break. So you have to weigh those things out. Ryan Braun Black Border Mini. Carl Yastrzemski for the Red Sox. For the Phillies, that is Dylan Cozens. There's an In Bloom, a blue ribbon, and a Braves Hank Aaron Mini. And our framed relic is Martinez, little Pedro Martinez for the Red Sox. Some throwback threads there. Nice. Yeah, I guess a lot of it, too, depends on what you do with the base cards, like me. If I'm in a break that has a lot of base cards, I frankly don't want them. I have been known to just, say, keep my shipping. I don't care. You can keep it. I don't want all the base cards. If you need to send me something, you can send me one, but I don't want all the others because I just don't have anything to do with them. And I don't keep them myself. I don't have any desire to set build or anything like that. But I know there are a lot of people who do like to set build. I am not one of them. So that's why I always like to ask, because it's easy, when you sit and think about something, it's easy to look at it from your own perspective. And so from my perspective, I would think, oh yeah, I'd much rather have a chance at like all the hits and do a full case and not have to worry about the base and all that. But I've got to remember that a whole lot of people who break don't break for the same way I do, or want the same things that I want or don't want, as the case may be, where the base is concerned. Which is why I like to ask you all from time to time. Okay, we have got Miguel Cabrera, Tigers, the Indians, the Brewers, a dog, a husky to be exact, followed by the Padres. There is a black border Astros for Josh James, the Mariners and Ichiro, Indians, and the Nats with Trey Turner. Jay Allen says you like to at least get the rookie base. Well, yeah, there are some people who do like the rookie base too. Again, I've never been one who I just don't myself collect really the base too much. But yeah, that's a possibility too. Could do rookies and hits. The San Diego Padres with Fernando Tatis Jr. Boom. So it did not wait until the last box. It came out in the next to last box, but look at that bad boy. Oh, yeah. San Diego Padres, you just got your money's worth right there with Tatis. Nice little hit there for the Padres. Johnny, that's yours? That Tatis is yours? Oh, congratulations, man. That is an awesome hit. Oh, look, it's the little umpire kid. Non-baseball celebrity gets a relic from the little umpire kid. Maybe he'll grow up to be, I don't know, president or a major league star. Or maybe he really will grow up to be an umpire and you'll just have his relic and you can watch him be an umpire. I don't know, but anyway, a relic from the little kid. All right, we are now headed into the last box, which means we're officially invoking Last Box Mojo. This is where we hope the big hit comes out of here to make everybody super happy. But I gotta tell you, we kind of already hit like Last Box Mojo hit with that Tatis. But that's not to say we can't find something equally exciting out of the last box. We might. You never know. But that was a good hit. Box loader is Juan Soto for the Nationals. Tatis has been surprisingly hard to come by out of Topps products this year so far. So, nice to have that one come out. You know who else has been a little elusive is Pete Alonso. Another one that's we'd like to see a little more often than we have been chugging along. That is the Dodgers and Gil Hodges. There's a little Canine mini. A black border Blue Jays. Lost Languages. Here's Belly and the Dodgers. Another Canine. And Yasmani Grandal, the Brewers. So we definitely did not find our hot box. We know that. So it will be in the second half of this case whenever we get around to getting that broken. And then, of course, it remains to be seen, but we might have our other rip card in the next half of the case. Usually there are 2 per case. Not gonna swear to it being an absolute, but typically that's how we would find things. Well, Minnie, where are you? Come out of there. Hey, he's stuck in there. Silly Minnie. It is in bloom, but one of those that you can plant in the ground and watch it grow. That one is a snapdragon. Interesting. Plant it or keep it, a snapdragon card. The Blue Jays, Sean Reed Foley. A black border Chipper Jones for the Braves. Johnny Bench, that one is not numbered, and a regular back. Canines. And the Mariners with D. Gordon. Relic, Blue Jays, Justin Smoke. So that's our first hit, isn't it, out of this box? I think it is. Still looking for a couple more. Oh, here is another one right behind it. This goes to non-baseball celebrity. It is a relic from a chemist and author, Lawrence Rocks. The egg is non-baseball celebrity. We haven't spoken about it, but it is. That's the category it goes to. Yes, that's the egg that became famous on Instagram. Yeah. That's the world we live in, where an egg, just a regular old egg, somebody puts a picture of it up and it goes viral, and there you go. We have an egg as a celebrity now in Allen and Ginter baseball. So, welcome to the world that is ruled by social media. And I kind of have an opposite reaction to it. The more it becomes prevalent, like the less I want to engage with it. I know that's probably not the norm, but it's just like, good grief, there's no off button anymore. Everybody, it seems like, thinks they have to share every moment of their life 24 hours a day, and sometimes I just don't care what my relatives had to eat for the day. I mean, sometimes I just don't. Rogers Hornsby and the Cardinals, the Nationals and Max Scherzer, Yasiel Puig for my Cincinnati Reds, the Indians and Jose Ramirez, the Reds with Barry Larkin. Yay, Barry Larkin. This is another waterfall. Look out below. And Ricky Henderson for the Oakland A's. The Red Sox with David Price. The Dodgers, Sandy Koufax. And Josh Donaldson for the Braves. Oh, Johnny, you share that's my sentiment about social media. Yeah, well, at least I'm not alone in that. But I tell you, I mean, I just really don't do it anymore. I disconnected from it a while back. I mean, I have the profiles and whatever. I just don't use them because it's just too much, really. I would just as soon text or speak to somebody on the phone or whatever. I don't really need to necessarily know every moment of your life in pictures or words for that matter. Not every moment, anyway, which is what a lot of people like to document, every single thing they do. We have a little relic here with a pinstripe on it, and look who it is, kids. Our newly inducted Hall of Fame member, Mariano Rivera, for the Yankees. Very nice little relic there to end things up tonight for the Yankees. All right, we are going to recap, of course, after we look through this last little tiny bit of cards here. And we'll take a look at our autographs and our relics. After we do that, I will put up the spreadsheet information one final time for anyone who might have missed it earlier. You'll get another opportunity to look at your anticipated shipping date, and we'll also take a quick little spin through the scheduled breaks for the days ahead. Box loader for Juan Soto and the Nationals. A box loader for Bryce Harper and the Phillies. A little N43 here for Mr. Acuna and the Braves. A lookout below waterfall. Mike Trout and the Angels. And Mookie Betts for the Red Sox. Those are our box loaders for tonight. Mariano Rivera, Yankees. Non-baseball celebrity. Justin Smoke, Blue Jays. The little umpire kid, non-baseball celebrity. The star of the break is this fellow right here. Fernando Tatis Jr. comes out for the Padres. Love it. Pedro Martinez, Red Sox. The Cubbies and Albert Almora. Non-baseball celebrity, Hillary Knight. This little Johnny Bench is in here because, you know what? He's numbered on the back. So I thought we should recap him because he's numbered to 25 and he's got the Brooklyn back and he's just really cool. So he gets recapped as well. The Phillies and Scott Kingery. Rip card, Acuna, numbered to 75 for the Atlanta Braves. Steve Carlton, Phillies. Non-baseball celebrity relic from a comedian. For the Cubbies, it's John Lester. An autograph for the Astros with Perez. The Red Sox, that's Chris Sale. The Cubbies here with Jason Hayward. Non-baseball celebrity, James Holzhauer, whatever. Anyway, he's the professional gambler, but the guy who went on the really big winning streak on Jeopardy very recently. Won a lot of money. Kyle Snyder, a freestyle wrestler, goes to non-baseball celebrity. And Evan Longoria for the Giants is the last of our hits recap tonight. Okay, so that is the break. That is the recap. Let's take a look at this spreadsheet information one more time in case you jumped in late and you didn't catch it. Here it comes. Anticipating a Tuesday shipping date. If I can get it out to you faster than Tuesday, I will of course do so. But right now, my best estimate is Tuesday, the 30th of July, that this will be on the way to you. There were a lot of cards in this break, so every team pulled something. We don't need to worry about consolation cards here. And next, we're going to take a quick little peek at what's coming up in the days ahead. Tomorrow night, it is Archive Signature Series Active Player Edition, Elements Football, and the new release Encased Basketball, all by the full case. On Saturday, it's a half case of Immaculate Baseball and a 12-box inner case of Certified Football. Sunday is an off night. On Monday, a half case of Gold Standard Football, a case of Encased Basketball, and Trinity Baseball, my last full case of Trinity Baseball. On Tuesday, we're going to do the last full case that I have of Valiant Football. We'll do a full case of Immaculate Baseball, not a half like our first two breaks. Break number 3 will be a full 8-box case, and then we'll do Elements Football. Then, of course, Wednesday is an enormous new release day, and I expect that we will start early that night, probably 7:30, 8 o'clock, somewhere in there. We'll probably get started, which means all the auctions are going to end a lot earlier than normal as well, just FYI, and those listings will probably go up tomorrow. So that is it for me tonight. As always, I appreciate you being here tonight, spending part of your evening breaking Allen and Genter with me. So thank you for sharing, and I hope that I will see you again. But if I don't see you tomorrow night, hopefully I will see you soon. But enjoy your weekend, and yeah, we'll be back at it tomorrow night, and we'll see you the next time, I guess. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.